Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. So in this task, we are required to make a video presentation regarding those personalities whom granted by executive clemency. So the first one is pardon. Former Antique Governor and Representative Jovito Plameras Jr. Crime committed. Accused Jovito C. Plameras Jr. guilty beyond reasonable doubt of the offense of violation of Section 3 Republic Act No. 3019. Judgment of the case and sentence. Judgment is hereby rendered sentencing the said accused to an indeterminate prison term of 6 years and 1 month as minimum to 10 years as maximum, and to suffer perpetual disqualification from public office. So, reason why qualified for pardon. Plameras suffered a stroke and paralyzed and was subsequently placed under house arrest in April 2015. In 2016, Plameras sought a presidential pardon from Benigno Aquino III, which was not granted. Aquino's successor, Rodrigo Duterte, approved the request in December, given that Plameras repaid the Antique provincial government with 2.65 million.
Amnesty. Jose Maria C. Sison. Sison was arrested in November 1977 during the late Marcos Sr. presidency and was imprisoned for almost 9 years. Crime committed. Rebellion, supervision, multiple murders, and sedition. Judgment of the case and sentence. There is no judgment since he was imprisoned in a solitary confinement. The duration of solitary confinement should be limited to 15 days, but due to the fact that Sison was considered as enemy of the state during the time of President Marcos' presidency, he was imprisoned for almost 9 years. Reason why he is qualified. Jose Maria C. Sison was granted amnesty by late President Corazon Aquino for the sake of national reconciliation. Pardon. On October 25, 2007, President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo granted executive clemency to Joseph Estrada. Reason why he is qualified. Due to his age as a 70-year-old man, he was able to receive a pardon. Administration has a policy of releasing inmates who have reached the age of 70. Crime he committed. Estrada was charged with plunder made of 4 counts of corruption involving diversion of funds amounting to about 4 billion pesos. Lawyers said he was found guilty on 2 counts of receiving payoffs from illegal gambling and taking commissions in the sales of shares, the government pension funds. He was cleared of 2 charges of maintaining a bank account in a false name and of diverting tobacco taxes to his own use. Estrada was also charged with perjury related to an alleged misrepresentations of earned income but was found not guilty. Judgment of the case. Whereas Joseph Ejercito Estrada has been under detention for 6.5 years, whereas Joseph Ejercito Estrada has publicly committed to no longer seek any elective position or office. In view hereof and pursuant to the authority conferred upon me by the Constitution, I hereby grant executive clemency to Joseph Ejercito Estrada, convicted by the Sandigan of plunder and impose a penalty of reclusion perpetua. He is hereby restored to his civil and political rights. Pardon. President Rodrigo Duterte may grant pardon to Ilocos Norte Representative Imelda Marcos, First Lady, who was recently convicted of graft, are speculative and premature. crime committed. The Sandigan ordered Marcos' arrest after it found out her guilty of 7 counts of graft. Judgment of the case and sentence. The 89-year-old widow of the late strongman Ferdinand Marcos, known for her penchant for designer shoes and jewelry, was sentenced to imprisonment of a minimum of 6 years and 1 month to maximum of 11 years in each case where she was found guilty. This means Marcos may stay in jail for a minimum of 42 years and 7 months and maximum of 77 years. Reason why she is qualified. She is more than 70 years old. She could no longer be jailed because this is just one of mitigating circumstances under the revised penal code.
Next is amnesty. On March 25, 1994, President Fidel V. Ramos issued Proclamation number 347 entitled Granting Amnesty to Rebels, Insurgents, and all other persons who have or may have committed crimes against public order. So, crime committed. Crimes committed in furtherance of political ends and violations of the Articles of War, and creating a National Amnesty Commission, which was concurred in by both houses of Congress on June 2, 1994, through concurrent Resolution number 12 as provided for by the Constitution. So next is judgment of the case sentence, which is none. Reason why qualified amnesty. Since Ramos took office in 1992, his administration has worked to end 3 bloody struggles that have undermined economic growth and created an image of a country in a perpetual state of turmoil. Peace talks with the fractured communists have stalled, but negotiations with military rebels and Muslims secessionists have moved forward. We shall enhance and hasten this process by addressing, among others, the legal status of many rebels and insurgents who have already returned or expressed their desire and readiness to return to the folds of the law.
Absolute pardon of Robin Carino Padilla. The petitioner, or Robin Padilla, was correspondingly charged on December 3, 1992, before the Regional Trial Court (RTC) of Angeles City with illegal possession of firearms and ammunition under PD 18662. That on or about the 26th day of October 1992, in the city of Angeles, Philippines, and within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, the above named accused, or Robin Padilla, did then and there willfully, unlawfully, and feloniously have in his possession and under his custody and control 1 M16 Baby Armalite rifle, SNRP 131120, with 4 long and 1 short magazines with ammunitions, 1.357 caliber revolver Smith & Wesson, SN3 2919 with 6 live ammunitions, and 1.380 Pietro Barretta SNA 35723Y with clip and 8 ammunitions, without having the necessary authority and permit to carry and possess the same. 3. All contrary to law. The lower court then ordered the arrest of petitioner but granted his application for bail. During the arraignment on January 20, 1993, a plea of not guilty was entered for petitioner after he refused, upon advice of counsel, to make any plea. Petitioner waived in writing his rights to present in any all stages of the case. Let's go to the judgment of the case and sentence. After trial, Angeles City RTC Judge David Rosette rendered judgment dated April 25, 1994, convicting petitioner of the crime charge and sentenced him to an indeterminate penalty from 17 years to 4 months and 1 day of reclusion temporal as minimum, to 21 years of reclusion perpetua as maximum. Premises considered, the decision of the Court of Appeal sustaining petitioner's conviction by the lower court of the crime of simple illegal possession of firearms and ammunition is affirmed, except that petitioner's indeterminate penalty is modified to 10 years and 1 day as minimum, to 18 years, 8 months and 1 day as maximum. Reasons why qualified for absolute pardon. The President granted the pardon upon the recommendation of the Board of Parole, which is under the Department of Justice. I just I just granted pardon in favor of Robin Padilla kasi ito yung sinabi ni President Rodrigo Duterte. I just granted pardon in favor of Robin Padilla kasi yung original pardon niya hindi sinabi yung full restoration ng political and civil rights. Therefore, he could not travel, he could not get a permit to possess a gun again. I really do not know the dimension of what is meant by deprivation of political and human rights. But one thing is that you cannot vote, you cannot travel, and therefore he could not be used a passport, he said. So sabi niya na, basta yung pardon ko is full restoration of his civil and political rights, the President added. Sinabi ito ni President. Alam mo yung crime na yan, walang nasaktan. I mean, if it is a gun, just like the knife, if it's sharp, it is potentially sharp. Ilagay mo lang sa lamesa yan, hindi mo galawin, hindi naman nakakaano yan, he said. Padilla was convicted for illegal possession of firearms in 1994. In 1997, he was pardoned by President Ramos and released from jail. But his pardon was not absolute. So, ang nag-grant sa iyahang sa una, si President Ramos. President Ramos was granted him pardon but not absolute. That's why former President Rodrigo Duterte granted him absolute pardon. Siya na ang nag-grant of absolute pardon ni Padilla. That's why he fully restored his political and civil rights. That's why nakalagan siya and he is he's one of our senador